Assalamualaikum, my dear brothers and sisters. Welcome to Twins of F 2015. This is Brother Julian from Nimas and Care. I have the pleasure to be with Dr. Zaharuddin. Assalamualaikum. How are you?
Fine.
MashaAllah, I just listened to your lecture about barakah wealth. Put barakah into your wealth, and MashaAllah, it's been inspiring. I learned a lot of things. Can you just summarize a little bit the content of your topic to our viewers, inshallah?
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa bihi nasta'in. Okay, alhamdulillah, thank you very much for having me today. The topic that I've shared with the participant for today's Twin of Faith is regards to how we can ensure that our wealth and property leading us to blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is because most of other topics are not talking much, about wealth and property, especially with regard to ribawi transactions, because I do think that is quite crucial topics to be covered by any convention or any conferences. So I make my mind to choose that topics. So the thing that I explain and share with the participant are the severity of any business transactions and earnings and spending which involves ribawi or riba transactions. Already mentioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that whoever indulge in ribawi transaction, those people will be declaring war with Allah and the Prophets. And I also explained that Ibn Abbas, one of the greatest companions in knowing the meanings of the Qur'an, when he explained that verse, he said that yuqalu li akili riba yawm al-qiyamah khudh silahaka lil harb, meaning that those people who indulge in riba transaction in this worldly life, in the hereafter they will be asked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to choose whatever weapon they want in order to fight and to have a war with Allah and the Prophet. So I asked all of the participants to rethink that how can we having a war with Allah and the Prophet while we are asking forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and asking shafa'ah from Allah and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So that involvement certainly will become a stumbling block, or maybe we can say a great obstacles for a person to become forgiven by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also there are some other participant asked me after the talk. He asked about when the previous speakers mentioned about if you love the prophets and the companions, you will be together in the hereafter and in the paradise.
Right.
So is there any contradictory with that hadith and the hadith that we mentioned in the Qur'an? I reply by saying there is no contradictory whatsoever, because there are many hadiths mentioned. For example, man qala la ilaha illallah dakhala al-jannah. Whoever recite la ilaha illallah, surely you will in the heaven or in the paradise. But you have to understand that Umar al-Khattab once prevented Abu Hurairah from spreading this hadith to other companions except with proper explanation. So the explanation is that if you think you love the prophets and the companions, you cannot avoid yourself from following any teaching from the prophets and also any commandments from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it is not so easy to be in the paradise. So you have to ensure that there are proper knowledge.
Right. The theme of the conference this year is the awakening. Do you think that in Malaysia, you're quite popular here among the Malaysian, and do you think that on the field you see people making a serious effort, especially to stop practicing riba in their day-to-day lives?
Okay, so in Malaysia, I can say that we are quite fortunate because the government of Malaysia are supporting the establishment of Islamic finance, or we can say halal finance. So we have in Malaysia right now about 20 Islamic finance or halal Islamic banks, and also takaful, so Islamic insurance, and we also have a lot of opportunities and choices with regard to investments. So because of that reason, there are slim chances for Muslim to involve in riba in Malaysia. And also there are some people they are trying to question the validity of Islamic bank as to become Islamic. So this is also not a great concern and cannot be a great concern to Muslims, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala already said in the Qur'an, that فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. So you have to rely on those authority if you don't have any knowledge and access. You know, so because of the general people, they don't have any access to the documentation, to the proper product description or any contracts. You know, so you just rely on the authority. So in Malaysia, we have Islamic Financial Services Act 2013 that emphasizes that all Islamic bank must have at least 5 Sharia compliant Sharia committee members that are well qualified in fiqh al-mu'amalat, usul fiqh, and also financial transactions. And also those committee will have to approve any product, and then the approved product will have to undergo the Bank Negara Malaysia or Central Bank of Malaysia National Sharia Advisory Council. So 2 times or 3 times, 3 or 4 level. So because of that reason, I can say that all Malaysians, they are now their obligation. It is no longer choices and alternative. It is an obligation for them to convert from conventional financing to Islamic financing. However, when we look into the countries across the globe, I also have experiences giving a lecture in Singapore, in Switzerland, in Sweden, in Bahrain, and in Ireland. So they are facing some obstacles because in their country there is no Islamic banks, and there is no Islamic savings, etc. So Islamic, the Muslim European Fatwa Council already pronounced a fatwa that for those who live in this type of country, yes, you can involve in certain product of conventional bank with interest, but you have to bear in mind that the interest cannot be taken by you and cannot be regarded as an income. You have to take it out from the bank and you have to channel it to the charity. So you have to know about all of this, so in order for us to be safe in the hereafter.
So for example, for our viewers who are watching us, let's say from France or UK, some of them are still in conventional bank. For example, as myself, as you were talking, I have maybe 5 or 6 euros, I should give it to charity every year, just to avoid any concern with that, right?
Okay, for those who are living in the UK, in the UK, you have no choice because already you have Islamic Bank there. You have Islamic Bank of Britain, you have Lloyds Bank with Islamic savings and current account. You have to subscribe to those products. So it is no longer alternatives, no excuse. But for those who in France, yes, you have a problem there. So you have to donate it to the charity, whatever the interest coming from the saving deposit, And for those who are in other countries who don't have any of this, yes, the best that you can do is you have to go to the bank with your community and demand for the Islamic product, because you have to know that when there is a demand, there will be a supply. So the conventional bank, they are capitalists. They are asking for more profit. If you are asking from them this product, and they can find a lot of people interest in that.
Create it.
Queries. They will surely provide the services.
Thank you so much. We'll come back right after a pause, and we'll keep going talking about this topic and much more, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. Welcome.
I found the truth.
I found the truth.
Я нашел правду.
J'ai trouvé la vérité.
Ich habe die Wahrheit gefunden.
Ik heb de waarheid gevonden.
Ho scoperto la verità.
He encontrado la verdad.
I found the truth.
Saya jumpa kebenaran.
I am Muslim.
I'm Muslim.
Я мусульман.
Je suis musulman.
Ich bin Muslim.
Ik ben een moslim.
Adesso sono musulmano.
Y por eso, ahora soy musulmán.
I'm a Muslim.
Sekarang saya muslim.
ตอนนี้ค่อยเป็นมุสลิม
أنت والعطر الرداء حرر النفس ولا تحيا هباء يا ربيعا أنت والعطر الرداء خذ قرارا وانطلق لا تنتظر ليس كل الناس أهل للعلاء خذ قرارا وانطلق لا تنتظر ليس كل الناس أهل للعلاء ليس كل الناس أهل للعلاء بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إنه كان توابا. لا تبالي فالمعالي بالتحدي لا سواه، كن سعيدا كن فريدا عش بفخر في الحياة. لا تبالي فالمعالي بالتحدي لا سواه، بالتحدي لا سواه.
Welcome back to our show. We are still with Dr. Zaharuddin. Alhamdulillah, we're talking about finance. We have an expert here, so I was asking just more a personal question. But many people in Malaysia, some are considered to go back to gold and dinar. And what's your take on this? For example, what's happening in the north of the country? Maybe you can share some your opinion on that.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Firstly, there is no strong evidences from the Qur'an and from the Hadith that ask the Muslim to have golden dinar in their transaction actually.
Okay.
Yes, there are some verses in the Qur'an about golden dinar, but that verse is not asking us to have a golden dinar, but it is also only a description about the transaction at those days, you know. And we have to understand that the verse in the Quran, we have to understand it, you know, from the perspective of, you know, the time and period as well. For example, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, وَأَعِدُّ لَهُمْ مَسْتَطَعْتُم مِّن قُوَّةٍ وَمِن رِبَاطِ الْخَيْلِ تُرْهِبُونَ بِكُمْ عَدُوَّ اللَّهِ وَعَدُوَّكُمْ. Allah say, oh Muslim, you have to prepare yourself with all of the proper preparation. And Allah give an example in the verse with, for example, Allah mentioned that the preparation by having a good horses. And with that horses you will be able to give you know, strength to yourself and to let some of your enemy afraid, you know, for example. So when Allah mentioned about the horses, it is not an obligation for us to limit ourselves to have only horses as our army and prepare in our army preparation,
Right.
you know. And Imam al-Qurtubi mentioned in the Al-Jami' li Ahkam al-Quran, horses has been mentioned by Allah because that is the best weapon at that time, you know.
Right.
So we have to understand that in the same way when we talk about gold dinar. So gold dinar, yes, it is the best currency in those days. But nowadays, if we want to take golden dinar as the currencies, we have to understand how many gold that we have in our reserve. How can we apply those golden dinar in our modern and current days without, you know, bring harms more than good, you know? Because in East Malaysia actually, not North, but in East Malaysia,
I'm
in
still bad with
Kelantan,
my geography.
East Malaysia, they are trying to introduce golden dinar.
Yes.
For me, it is good because that will bring more awareness to Muslim about the currency that have been taken by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Number two, it is also good because we want to also you know what we call contain the value of the currency because some people they have ringgit Malaysia, for example, and when the value of the currency is going down, so now you lost some of your wealth. So in order for us to sustain, so you can have an alternative to keep golden dinar, for example.
Right.
So that is good, one of the alternative. But in order to become a currency, you have to have only one currency in one country.
Yeah,
if you
otherwise
have
it's
two currency, ringgit Malaysia and golden dinar, that will not working and will bring more harm than good. Number two. Number three, if you want to bring gold dinar as well, it is not only limited to one country. It's supposedly to have been introduced to all of the country in the world. For example, at the time of the prophets, not only Makkah and Medina using golden dinar, but also Rome, also Persian, and also other countries.
It was easier for the transaction.
So the transaction, the circulation of the gold dinar will be very healthy.
Okay.
Some come in, some come out. You know, if you are the one who having golden dinar, the other people come in bringing the fiat money, and then you have golden dinar, they will take it out, and then you will. There's no longer golden dinar available in your country. So in terms of international trading between the Islamic country by using golden dinar, as the reference rate or reference value, then it's okay. But unfortunately, we still not having any political will, because you have to understand that we are in the conventional finance world and economy. So
That make it easy, inshallah.
yeah, I have some information about the intention by some of the good Muslim countries to introduce this as compared to the US dollar. But they say, you know, US will surely, you know, interrupt this intention. You know?
There's a lot of politics involved, right?
Yeah, politics involved.
We're not going to enter into that. We don't have enough time.
Yes.
Last question: what is your vision? Like the thing that you are the most passionate about to bring into this deen here in Malaysia? What do you want the people to go?
So for me, I would like to have the people to be more aware about not only in performing the deeds, you know, in terms of praying, you know, reciting Qur'an, supplication, but also they have to know that we have a lot of other, commandment of Allah related to the financial and management, and also because nowadays we have a lot of, you know, tests with regard to this investment issues. That is number one. Number two, I would like to have a good Muslim working together, hand in hand, because in Malaysia, unfortunately, we have some sectarian, you know, sects. You know, in Malaysia, they are too aggressive. They are labeling people as, you know, takfir, they are kafir or bid'ah or whatever, you know. So because of that reason, most of the learned Muslim involved in this. So how can ordinary Muslim want to become a good Muslim? They want to have what we call a role model. And if their role model are those scholars, and those scholars every day fighting each other by labeling each other and, you know, saying bad about the other people, so how can that be a good role model for an ordinary person? So I'm afraid that Islam is no longer looked as the deen or religion of love, you know,
and middle path as well, because you cannot go to the extreme.
Correct.
And,
yes.
MashaAllah, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you. And may Allah bless you for your good work. And hope to see you again. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.